The first thing anyone noticed that afternoon wasn't the dog. It was the way the leaves were moving. The wind wasn't strong, just a light November breeze moving through a row of thin oak trees along the edge of a public walking trail outside Cedar Creek Park in Ohio. The sky was pale and overcast, the kind that flattens the light and makes everything look quieter than it really is. A small golden shape darted out from behind one of the trees and then disappeared again. It happened fast enough that most people would have assumed it was a squirrel or maybe a loose dog from a nearby neighborhood. But the shape came back. This time it was clearer, a golden retriever puppy, no more than a few months old. Its paws were oversized for its body. Its fur was dusty around the legs. It ran a few steps toward the paved path, then stopped, then turned back toward the trees as if unsure. About 30 yards away, near one of the larger trunks, something else stood still. From a distance, it looked like a piece of tan fabric caught in the bark. It didn't move with the wind. Michael Turner, a 38-year-old electrician who often walked the trail after finishing job sites nearby, slowed his steps when he saw the puppy again. The puppy wasn't wandering. It was circling, running toward the path, stopping, looking back, running a few steps into the trees, returning again. There was no collar on the puppy, no owner in sight. Michael listened. The trail was mostly quiet, just the soft grind of gravel under his boots and distant traffic humming from a road beyond the park boundary. Then he heard something else. A faint sound of rope tightening against bark. He stepped off the paved path and into the thin layer of fallen leaves. That was when he saw her. A full-grown golden retriever stood tied to the tree with a thick nylon rope looped around her neck and secured tightly against the trunk. The rope was short, just enough to let her shift her weight, not enough to walk. Her fur was pressed flat where the rope met her neck. She wasn't barking. She wasn't pulling. She was just standing there. Her ears lowered slightly when Michael took another step closer. The puppy rushed toward her side and pressed against her front leg. Michael stopped moving. The dog's breathing was visible in the cool air. Slow, steady, but shallow. No food bowls nearby. No water. The rope looked recently tied. Michael didn't speak at first. He just stood there, hands relaxed at his sides. The mother dog's eyes stayed fixed on him. Not aggressive, not pleading, just watchful. The puppy moved back toward Michael, hesitated, then circled him once before returning to the tree. Michael exhaled slowly. He'd worked in enough backyards and job sites to recognize abandonment when he saw it. But this didn't look rushed. The knot was secure, intentional. He crouched down, keeping distance. "It's all right," he said quietly, more to steady himself than to reassure her. The mother dog shifted her weight, the rope scraping lightly against bark. The sound was dry and sharp in the still air. Michael glanced at the knot. It was tight, double-wrapped and pulled firm. He stood again, stepped a little closer. The dog stiffened but didn't growl. The puppy approached him this time, pressing its nose briefly against his pant leg before retreating. Michael paused. He reached into his jacket pocket slowly and pulled out his phone, not to film, not to call anyone yet, but to use the screen as light to inspect the rope. His hands hesitated before touching it. He looked at the dog's face first. She blinked once. That was all. The knot took a few minutes. It had tightened against itself under tension. Michael worked it loose with steady fingers, careful not to pull against her neck. The rope slackened slightly. The mother dog didn't bolt. She didn't move at all at first. For a few seconds, everything felt still. The wind, the leaves, even the distant road noise seemed to fade. Michael loosened the final loop and let the rope fall away from the trunk. It dropped softly onto the leaves. The dog took one small step forward, then another. She lowered her head briefly toward the ground where the rope had been, as if confirming something had changed. The puppy pressed against her side again, tail moving in short, uncertain motions. Michael stepped back. He didn't reach for her. He just gave her space. After a moment, she walked 3 slow steps toward him and stopped, close enough that he could see the faint indentation in her fur where the rope had rested. Her nose lifted slightly toward his hand. He let her sniff. Her tail moved once. Not wide, just once. Michael didn't try to make a decision right away. He called the local animal control office and waited with them until a representative confirmed they would take some time to arrive. It was a busy afternoon, and the park was outside their primary route. He looked at the mother dog and the puppy. The puppy had begun exploring the edge of the trail, then returned quickly to her side. The mother stayed close to Michael but didn't lean into him. The sky grew slightly darker as the afternoon moved on. Michael thought about the small house he rented 15 minutes away, about the fenced backyard he rarely used. When animal control called back with an estimated delay of several hours, Michael hesitated only briefly. He clipped the rope, now untied, loosely around the mother's neck just to guide her toward his pickup truck. The puppy followed without being asked. They moved slowly across the parking lot. Inside the cab, the mother settled on the passenger side floor. The puppy climbed into her side and rested its chin over her front paw. Michael drove home with the windows cracked slightly for air. At his house, he filled a metal bowl with water and placed it near the back door. The mother approached it carefully, drank in long, quiet pulls. The puppy splashed a paw into it before drinking. Michael stood back and watched. The yard was quiet. A wooden fence lined the perimeter. No traffic noise here, just the faint rustle of late fall leaves. The mother dog lay down near the back steps. The puppy curled beside her, pressing close. Michael didn't name them that night. He just set an old blanket on the porch and left the door open between the yard and the house. When he turned off the kitchen light before bed, he glanced outside once more. The mother was still awake, head resting on her paws, eyes open but calm. The puppy was asleep against her side. The rope lay coiled neatly on the patio table, no longer tied around anything. Inside, Michael left a small lamp on. Outside, the wind moved gently through the fence slats. And for the first time that day, nothing felt unsettled anymore.